out there, everybody? My name is JD Sanchez, and today I'll be teaching you how to skate transition. This is episode 5 of How to Skate Transition. And I've been getting a lot of comments for me to do an episode 5 or to post more transition videos. But the reason why I'm not posting them every single week or frequently is because I want you guys to get the tricks from the past episodes down pat so that you can do it every single try. Now let's get back into the video. So in the last episode, I taught you how to frontside axle stall, frontside feeble, frontside pivot, frontside 50-50, and frontside 5-0. In this episode, I'll be teaching you all of these. But before we get started, make sure you put on your helmet and your pads. And also, if you want to get the exact gear that I use when I'm skating, I'll leave all the links in the description below. But anyways, let's get on to the first trick. So the first trick I'll be teaching you is how to backside rock and roll. A backside rock and roll looks like this. For you to do this rock and roll, you need to have rock to fakies. And you also need to have kick turns down so that you can do it every single try. For rock and roll, you want to have your foot positioning just like this. So you want to have your front foot right behind the front bolts and your back foot right behind the back bolts at the tail. So with rock and rolls, you want to have your front foot more in an angle than usual because it would really help you when you're turning back in. Okay, so now you're going to practice this, which you probably don't really need to practice anymore because you're a boss at it. So you're just going to go up and then pivot on your back foot. And then you're just going to keep practicing that. And then once you bring it to the transition, it's going to help you a lot. So let's bring it on the transition. So you're going to go up and you're going to go pretty much straight, but not all the way straight. You can either go a little bit to the left or a little bit to the right. So what I do is I go a little bit to the left. So when you're going into it, you're going to push up, put a lot of pressure on your back foot so that the front truck pushes up. Get on like a rock to fakie, but instead of getting in like a rock to fakie straight like this, you're going to pivot a little bit with your back foot and go in an angle. Now the reason why you're going to go in an angle is that you can because you can get out of it much easier. So you're going to get into it with a little bit of an angle. And also if you're practicing this, you kind of want to maybe practice you want to have your front feebles too because it would definitely help you with the angle to get into it. And when you get out, you're gonna push up, pivot, backside, back in. Lean forward and do not lean back or else you will slip out and then the slip out monster will take you down. So you don't want that to happen. And also, if you want to get really fancy with it, you can curl your back foot just like that and then turn it in. And it looks way better and it kind of is easier. It'll definitely help you, but it just is a little uncomfortable. So once you get rock and rolls down, you can do them like this. So the second trick I'll be teaching you is how to fakie rock. A fakie rock looks like this. So your foot positioning for Fakie Rock is going to be a little different than usual. So, how you're going to get into it is you're going to do rock to fakie. Then you're going to come up fakie or backwards. And you want to have your foot positioning like this. Instead of your front foot right behind the front bolts, you want to have it right in the pocket of the board in front of the bolts. Then you want to have your back foot right in front of the back bolt like that. So that you can do this. So it's like you're doing this, but the opposite stance, or the opposite way that you stand. So just practice this. And you also got to know how to rock to fakie for this one, because it will definitely help you get the motion. So when we bring it to a mini ramp or anything that you're doing it on, even if you're doing it on vert, it's the same as on a mini. So you're going to go up fakie with your foot positioning just like this. And then just like a rock to fakie, you're going to put pressure on your front foot instead of your back foot to make it lift up. Then you're going to get up. And for most people don't like to deck it because you have to stay up longer. So if you're first learning, you want to learn, let's say, in the middle of the board. Then once you get into the middle of the board, you're going to lift up a tiny bit, just ride it out, and then smash your back foot down and lean forward. And if you're trying to dip it, which a lot of people like to do because it just feels safer, you're just going to hold it for longer. And again, lean forward and don't lean back, or else the slip out monster will take you and make you slip out. So do not lean back. And then also, when you're doing this, if you get really good at it, when you're coming out, you can go from this foot position and you come out, and then when you're up like this, just jump a tiny bit and then let your board, and then you can go land like this. But that's for advanced people who can do this trick really well. So now, once you get it down, you can do it just like this. So the third trick I'll be teaching you is how to Fakie Pop Tart or Fakie Disaster. This is how a Fakie Pop Tart or Fakie Disaster looks like. So for a Fakie Pop Tart, you need to have Fakie rocks on lock, or else it's not going to work out. So for Fakie Pop Tarts, you want to have it just as a normal foot positioning, just like this. Front foot right behind the front bolts, back foot right behind the back bolts at the tail. Maybe even your front foot a little bit more back so that you can slide like this. And for this trick, it would be awesome if you know how to ollie like this. Because if you know how to ollie, then you can do this trick awesomely well. So practice this. Just go up, then slide your front foot a tiny bit. Not too much, just a tiny bit. Let's say like that much. Because you're going to need that when you're doing a Fakie Pop Tart. So now when you bring it to the transition, it's going to be just like how you did on flat. You're going to bonk in air and then land on the coping like this. So when you're doing a Fakie Pop Tart, you're going to come up fakie, obviously, or backwards. And then when you get up, you're going to have your back wheels. You're going to kind of pivot up a tiny bit from your tail. And then you're going to have your back wheels hit the coping like this, so that it would go up. Now once you do that, you're going to push your back foot a tiny bit back. So say your back foot's right here. You're going to go like push, and then you'll get on top like this. If you're learning and you want to learn how to balance from this, just try to lean back a tiny bit so that you can stay balanced. And when you come in, you're going to come in just like a Fakie Rock. If you didn't see that, go back to the trick before and it'll be on the timeline down here so that you can learn it. Then you're going to go up, in, lean forward, do not lean back. Again, the slip out monster will take you and make you slip out. So I wouldn't do that if I were you. And also, if you're really good at it, you can go pop, then you come in, go a tiny bit to the edge, land, and then quickly come in, and then you can go like, and it looks super sick. And once you get this trick down, you can do it like this, and then they'll help you with the next trick you will be learning. The fourth trick I'll be teaching you is how to frontside disaster. This is how a frontside disaster looks like. For frontside disasters, it would be very helpful if you could frontside 180. If you want to learn how to frontside 180, click the card somewhere over here, and then you can learn how to frontside 180. And I also learned frontside 180 from the channel that's showing you how to do it. So go ahead and watch it. So when you do this, it's different for everyone, but for me, the best way to do this, you're going to have your foot positioning a little odd. So your foot positioning is usually like this, but your front foot is going to be more out. So your toes are going to be more outside of the board so that you can turn a frontside 180. That helps me a lot. But if you're bonking, you can just have your foot position as normal. So now practice some front 180s on flat, which I will do right now. I'm going to do some front 180s. So once you got your frontside 180s down, let's bring this frontside 180 to disaster on the transition. And also you're going to need to know how to Fakie Rock to be able to do a frontside disaster. Don't worry, this won't be a disaster once you learn how to do it. Haha, much funny for me, right? Okay, so for a frontside disaster, if you're popping it, which is easier for me, you're gonna have your front foot where your toes are come off a tiny bit, and then you're gonna front 180. You're gonna pop if you're doing the pop way. Frontside 180, then push your back foot back towards the deck more to smash down onto the deck just like that. You can either land right in the middle, all the way at the front, or right at the end. And you do not want to hang up or else you'll fly to flat, then it won't be good. So just land like this, and you know how to Fakie Rock. You need to know how to Fakie Rock to get out of it. If you don't know how to do that, go back a tiny bit on the timeline. It'll show right here to go watch how to do a Fakie Rock. So then once you're coming in, you're going to pop up, boom, again, do how I said from the Fakie Rock, and then lean forward so that you won't slip out, and the slip out monster will be fine with you. Now, if you're doing this trick without popping, you can have your foot as the normal foot positioning. Then you're just gonna bonk like how you did on the Fakie Disaster. And then you're gonna turn, you're gonna frontside 180, which you probably learned if you watched the video. And then you're gonna stomp on. You're just gonna try to push it back. And then you're gonna come on in just like that. Like a normal Fakie Rock. Now once you get it down, you can do it like this. And also when I'm showing the video of me doing some frontside disasters, I'll be showing you the bonk way and the pop way. There should be some text down right below the trick so that you know if it's a bonk or a pop. So whatever you do, you can start doing them like this. and final trick I will be teaching you in this episode is how to backside disaster. So it's just like a frontside disaster, and it looks like this. So a backside disaster is just like a frontside disaster, but you're turning the opposite way. When you're learning backside disasters, you need to know how to backside 180 and Fakie Rock. If you want to learn how to Fakie Rock, it'll be in the timeline down here. It should have some chapters, and then you just head over to Fakie Rock. Now, if you want to learn how to backside 180, up here, somewhere over here, there'll be a card teaching you how to backside 180. So before we do the backside disaster, practice your backside 180s, which I'm going to do right now because I just like backside 180s. You should have learned from the backside 180 video, but for me, I'm going to have it in the positioning where your heel is a little bit off of the board, just like that. Instead of this, that, so that you can turn better. So again, there is two different ways you can do this. You can do the popping way, which is more for advanced people, but some beginners learn it before they do the bonk way. So you're gonna let's do the pop way first. So when you pop, you're gonna do a backside 180, pop like an ollie. You're gonna have your correct foot positioning, backside 180, like how you learned from the card. Then you're just gonna push your back down, smash it down, just like how we did in the frontside disaster and the Fakie Pop Tart. Then you're gonna come in just like a Fakie Rock. So how you do that? You're gonna go up, put more pressure on the nose, ride it out for a little bit, then go in. And also you can have it all the way at the end and do it long, and you're gonna deck it out, or you can go a little closer and do it fast. I usually do the medium way, which is a lot sicker, and it just feels really good. Now, if you're doing it the bonking way, you're going to come up, same foot position as a back 180. You're going to bonk your back trucks and not hit your tail on the ramp. So you're just going to go like that. You're going to backside 180. And again, like I said, push down to get on top of the deck. Now you can either go to the edge like that and do it quickly, or you can fully deck it out and make it slower. Now, for beginners, it might be easier to do the quicker way to get out of it, but the longer way is better if you want to keep your balance. So then, once you're coming in, you're going to push a lot of pressure on your nose again, and then you're just going to kind of nose manual it out and then land right below the coping and lean forward. Do not lean back like I always say, because again, the monster that's coming out of my board, that's the slip out monster. It's in everybody's board, and he can come and get you and make you fall. So if you lean forward, then you can avoid him. So make sure you avoid this guy right here. Okay, then once you get it down, you can do him like this. And also, I'll be showing you how to do it bonk and pop in the slow-mo replay on how to do it. And let's see how you can do it once you learn how it's done. You guys enjoyed this video and you learned something new. If you did, smash the like button and comment down below what trick did you learn, or what trick do you need a little bit more emphasis on. Then I shall help you. Now you can also subscribe to the channel and hit the notification bell so you know whenever I post a brand new YouTube video. And also I do some trick tips on TikTok. And I just post my skating on Instagram. I hope you guys enjoyed this video and keep shredding.